Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Arkham Horror and the end of everything, where we are all in. Yes, we've got all the expansion boards, we've got all the cards, we've got 8 investigators and we are taking on Azathoth. Just before we start episode 3, just a couple of things to go through. First of all, flying monsters. So when you've got a flying monster, like for example the Nightgaunt in the Black Cave here, when it does move to the sky, it does check the nearest street location. So the street location that's in that neighbourhood, it will check in there to see if there's anybody in the streets, then it will go to the sky. So I was playing it right at the beginning, there was just a slight bit of confusion, but that is the way that you play it, you don't go directly to the sky. Anything else? Oh yes, the double gates. Mark pointed this out. Although you get to choose which one you go to, you will actually take monsters off the board with either of those symbols, yeah? So if you go to the City of the Great Race, you don't just take away, you know, and close it and seal it. You don't just take away monsters with a triangle, we'd also take away the star as well. So you take both away. So put that back in there. And I think that is pretty much it for clarifications from last turn. So let's get straight into the upkeep phase. And here we are with our first player, who is Bob Jenkins. What are we going to do with Bob? Well, we're not going to move much around because he's going to stay in the curiosity shot and he's going to have one last go at trying to get an elder sign. I was going to move him out of there, but when we got that -4 gate, well, we could do with an elder sign to shut it. That's about the only way we're going to shut it, really. So we will have a go at that. And then we'll move him out of there next turn because he's only got $9 left now. Which reminds me, we are obviously going to have to roll for his bank loan. So we need a 4 or better. And we got a 4. So he doesn't have to pay $1 back. That's cool. I think that is it for our friend Bob. Yes, it is. So let's move on to Joe Diamond. And here we are with Joe. Just quickly before we get into his upkeep, we've got a private investigator card. Upkeep, you may choose one other investigator in Arkham who's delayed to no longer be delayed. So we're going to do that. I'll just pop across to the board and stand up Tony. So he's now stood up at the Miskatonic University streets. What else have we got to do? Well, again, we've got to roll for a bank loan. So let's see if you can do as well as Bob. We need a 4 or better. And we got a 1. Which is pants. So that was a fail. So we'll take $5 away. And he'll pay $1. And he will get 4 back. So pop those on there. Okay, so he's down to $9. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. In fact, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll give him his $5 back. I've had an idea. Yes, he can have his $5 back because I believe we've got credit rating, have we not? Exhaust instead of spending $2. So we'll do that. Woohoo! So credit rating has been exhausted and that means he didn't have to pay his $1 back. We're not going to move any of his sliders, so they'll stay the same. And he's going to head off towards the graveyard and he's going to try and get into that gate. So that's it for Joe. Next up is Jackie. And here we are with Jackie. It's very much a case of as you were. She's just going to pop up to St. Erasmus' home and she's going to get rid of that Rift token. So we're not going to change any of her sliders or anything. There's nothing else to do, so we will move straight on to Wilson Richards. And here we are with Wilson. We're not moving any of his sliders either. He's just going to pick up the last 2 clues on the aquatic locations on the Innsmouth board, so he'll have to go to Devil Reef, which means he will have to go via Falcon Point. He's got enough money, and he'll do an odd job and get part of his fare back anyway. But the main thing is he is picking up those clues and not having encounters, which will be great. So that's it for Wilson. Next up is Jim Culver. And here we are with Jim Culver. What's Jim going to do? Well, we're actually going to move his sliders because we're in another world, so we don't need as much speed. So we'll use our 2 focus and we'll pump his sneak up. You never know, we might have to avoid something. So we've popped that up. Is there anything else? Not really. He's just going to move to the second part of the City of the Great Race, have another encounter, and then hopefully get ready to exit the turn after that. We're going to use Law. That's already at the top there, so we're going to be fine. Okay, so that is it for Jim. Next up is Leo Anderson. And here we are with Leo. Again, not much to do here. We're not going to move his sliders. All he's going to do is go to Wizard Hill, and he's going to pick up that clue there. Probably have another encounter. And with any luck, he'll get his final ally. We'll have to see. But yes, he's got 2 allies. He only needs 3 to succeed at his personal story. But that's Leo. He's just on a clue hunting trip in Dunwich. So that's it for Leo. Next up is Tony Morgan. And here we are with Tony. So what's he going to do? Well, he's stood up. He's no longer delayed because of the private investigator card, which is good. And we are going to move a couple of his sliders. We're going to move his will up to 4. And we're going to move his Law to 3. So we'll do that now. So Law to 3. And his will is going to go up to 4. There we go. Because he's going to be fighting the Mygo and he will probably cast Wither. So we'll do those slight adjustments there. Is there anything else that we've got to do with him? No, I don't think so. He is all ready to battle that Mygo. That's it for Tony. Final investigator will be George Barnaby. And here we are with George. First thing we've got to do with George is obviously give him his $2 because he has a retainer. Awesome, he's up to 5. And we've got a roll for that retainer. So come on, George. Let's be having anything but a 1. We get a 3. That is awesome. So he keeps his retainer for next turn. What is he going to do? Well, we're not going to move any of his sliders. All he's going to do is go to the French Hill Streets. So he's going to pop down there, and as the Ancient Whispers token is so close, we may as well have another go at that. So he'll pop down to the French Hill Streets. As I say, we're not changing anything. So that is it for George, and that is it for the upkeep phase. And here we are at the movement phase with Bob. What's Bob going to do? Nothing. He's staying put, so that's it for Bob. So let's move on to Joe Diamond. And here we are with Joe. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and he's going to go to the graveyard. Let's zoom in on the graveyard because there's a bit of fighting going to be going on. And here we are zoomed in. So first of all, he's going to take on the Warlock. So it's -1 for the horror check. Now he's got a will of 3, but he's also got the gruesome talisman, which gives him +2. So that's 5. -1. He's going to roll 4 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, Joe. And Joe succeeds at that, so that's brilliant. Next up is the actual combat check. And the combat check is -3, and we need 2 successes. So he's got his 45, and that gives him +4. He's got 2, so that's 6. Is there anything else that helps him? I don't think so. So that's 6 dice -3. He's got 3 dice to roll. Come on, Joe, you need 2 successes. He gets 1 success. So, what to do? What to do now? I think he can afford to spend a clue. So he's going to spend a clue, which puts him down to 3. Come on, Joe. Come on, son. And he gets a 6. And that means he kills the Warlock, who goes back to the box. He doesn't go back to the bag. So he goes back to the box. We get a stand back, but we also get 2 clue tokens. So that replaces the one he just spent, and he gets another one. So he's up to 5. That's brilliant. And next up, he's obviously got to take the Yithian on, having defeated the Warlock. So we've definitely got to pass the horror check or we end up lost in time and space. It's -1, but we still have the gruesome talisman, so he's still going to roll 5 dice. Come on, John. And he gets 2 6s, so that's awesome. So he's managed to do that. Then it's -2, and we need 3 successes, but he's going to use the dynamite this time. So that is going to be fun. So let me get the dynamite. And have a look-see. So dynamite, physical weapon, +8 to combat checks. Woohoo! So that's 8, +2 is 10, -2 is 8 dice, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. And we need 2 successes. And we get 3 successes, 3 5s. So goodbye, Mr. Yithian. We do actually keep this one as a monster trophy. So that's awesome. Oh, we needed 3. We did get 3, so coolness. We have managed that. He has a monster trophy. Brilliant. And we have another stand back. Awesome. So he'll stay there, and then obviously he will go through into one of those gates during the encounter phase. Right, that is it for Joe. Next up is Jackie, so let's get down to Kingsport. And here we are with Jackie in Kingsport. She's just going to go 1, 2, 3 to St. Erasmus home. Great stuff. Okay, so that's it for Jackie. Next up is Wilson Richards. And here we are with Wilson. He's going to go 1, 2, 3 to Falcon Point, and then he's going to charter a boat. That's going to cost him $2, and it's going to take him to Devil's Reef, where he will pick up this clue. So that is it for Wilson. Next up is Jimbo. And here we are with Jim. Very straightforward for Jim. He is just moving to the city of the Great Race and the second part of it. Right, so that is it for Jim. Next up is Leo Anderson. And here we are with Leo. He's just going to go 1, 2 to Wizard's Hill, and he's going to pick up that clue, which will put him on 4 clues. Great stuff from Leo. Next up is Tony Morgan. And here we are with Tony. So we're up against the Mygo, and it's a -1 on the horror check. He has, what does he have? He has a will of 4, so that's going to be 3 dice. Come on, Tony. And he gets his success, so that's cool. So he's passed that. And then we move on to the combat. So that's +0, that's okay. We only need 1 hit because it's a Mygo. Now, I've got the research materials and his clue out here because he does have fisticuffs. We could spend both of these because research materials counts as a clue, and we could get an extra success. We're not going to bother with Wither. We're just going to roll his fight, which is 2, and hope we get a success. But if we don't, we'll use research materials and that clue. We got a hit anyway, so that was good enough. Woohoo! And we even get to keep those. Brilliant. My go goes back to the box. So we'll put that with the Warlock. And we get to draw a unique item. Suffice to say, we could do with an Elder Sign, but I'm not going to point. I'm not going to do the Finger of Power. Right, here we go. We only get to draw 1, we don't get to pick out of 3, so it's whatever's on the top here. We could do with it being an Elder Sign. I've dropped it, it's not an Elder Sign. It is a sign, but it's not an Elder Sign. Let's put those back. And, whoop, I've knocked George over. Right, oh. we've got Seeker of the Yellow Sign. Any phase, lose 2 stamina and discard this card to automatically succeed at a horror check or to automatically succeed at a fight or law check made to close a gate. Well, that's just as good. That's just as good as an Elder Sign. Brilliant. Tony is going up to Independence Square by the look of it. Awesome. It cost us 2 sanity, but 2 stamina, sorry, but that's just as good. Oh, yes. Brilliant. I don't care spending an extra stamina, that's brilliant. Well done, Tony, lad. So really, there were 6 Elder Signs, not 5, because that's Seeker of the Yellow Sign. Whoa, fantastic. How lucky am I? Yes. Okay, so that's it for Tony. Next up is George Barnaby. And here we are with George, who I just knocked over. In fact, I've got to put that back. Moved out of the way so we could see what our friend Joe was doing. So let's straighten that up. So here we are with George. George is just going to go 1, 2 to the French Hill Streets because he is going to do the Ancient Whispers. Okay, so that's it for George. That's it for the movement phase. Next up is the Arkham Encounter phase. And here we are with Bob. So let's pop this in here. And yes, we are looking for another Elder Sign. So that'd be really useful if we can get another one. But failing that, let's get ourselves a really nice weapon or something. So we'll do a cut. And we have a warding statue, the golden sword of Yahatala, or the milk of Shub Niggurath again. Let's put this in here, get that out of the way, and let's have a look at these. We saw the milk last time. I don't think we're going to take this. No, we'll discard that. Don't like the look of that at all, so we won't bother with it. The golden sword, however, magical weapon, any phase, exhaust before making a combat check to gain +5 to that check. That is a definite possibility. Let's just check out the warding statue. $6. Any phase, discard warding statue after failing a combat check to reduce the monster's combat damage to 0 stamina. This can also be used to cancel an Ancient One's entire attack for 1 turn. Well, useless because we're playing Azathoth. So we'll get rid of that. Well, it's not useless because we could use the stamina against a normal monster function. But let's take the sword. So that'll cost us $6, leaving us with 3 in our hand. Okay, so that is it for Bob. Next up, it is Joe Diamond. And here we are with Joe. He's currently at the graveyard, but he's not going to have an encounter because he's going to get sucked through this gate. So we can either go to Yuggoth or another dimension. We will go to another dimension, I think. I think that is a slightly better place to go. So we'll pop him down here right at the bottom of the board, and we'll see him again in the Otherworld encounter phase. That's it for Joe for the time being. Next up is Jackie, and she's in Kingsport. And here we are with Jackie. So she's going to have a St. Erasmus Home encounter. That's the blue deck. So here we go. Give it a quick shuffle and a cut. Let's see what we get. So it's the bottom one here. An attendant sees you admiring the sailing memorabilia. He tells you there's a lot more in crates stored downstairs. Make a luck -2 check. Her luck is 2. So that's going to be an automatic fail. We don't have any... Oh, no. Her luck... We're going to exhaust a lucky rabbit's foot to gain +1. So she is actually going to get to roll a single die. I was just about to say, obviously she's got no clue tokens left, but we're going to roll a single die. Will a lucky rabbit's foot do the job? Let's have a go. A 2, no it won't. Damn! Hopefully nothing bad will happen though. Let's pick that up, come on. the scourge of having no nails. If you pass, blah blah blah. If you fail, you are delayed while you search fruitlessly. Well, at least you won't be delayed, because we will be able to use the private investigator card of Joe. But all the same, that was a bit of a blow. We could have done with passing that, probably. Okay, so she's got delayed, but we did resolve the encounter. So that goes back into the bag. We have got rid of the Rift token. That is it for Jackie. Next up is Wilson, and he's up at Devil Reef. And here we are with Wilson at Devil Reef. He's not going to have an encounter, because what he's going to do is going to do an odd job. So, you know, he's collecting some lobster pots and stuff out in Innsmouth Bay. So he's going to get himself $1 for doing that. That will put him back up to $6. He's still got quite a way to do his personal story. But as I say, we want to pick these clues up. Right-o, so that is it for Wilson. Next up, it is Jim Culver. Except we're not with Jim, because he's in another world. We're actually with Leo, who is in Dunwich. So he's still in Backwards Country at Wizard's Hill, so we need the orange deck, and here it is. So let's give it a quick shuffle and a cut, and see what's going on at Wizard's Hill. So here it is at the bottom. Ahead of you, a dark man runs his hand across a large stone. When you reach the stone, the man is gone, but you see a tiny row of runes on the stone. Reading them, your mind is charged with unnatural energy. Gain 1 spell, then pass a will -1 check or lose 1 sanity. Ooh. Obviously won't lose a sanity in any event, because he's got the leadership ability, but we'll grab the spell deck. Won't be a moment. So there's the spell deck here, and let's do a quick shuffle and a cut, and the spell that he gets is Premonition. Casting modifier -1, sanity cost 1, magical spell. Cast and exhaust to move one of your skill sliders up to 2 stops. Alright, but I can't see us using it. But Leo's got himself a spell. Let's put this back. And then we've just very quickly got to do a will test. That's back up there. What's his will? His will is 3. And unfortunately he doesn't get anything from he doesn't get anything from anywhere else. I was sure that one of his allies would have a +1 will, but they don't. So it's a will -1, which is 2 dice, is it not? It is. Let's put that back in here. And he gets snake eyes, but as I say, it doesn't matter. He's going to use his leadership ability, and that means he's not going to lose that sanity. Right, we'll put this deck away, and after Leo, it is Tony Morgan. And here we are with Tony Morgan. He's in a street location. There isn't the Ancient Whispers marker there, so he cannot do anything. He's not going to have an encounter, so that's it for Tony. However, he's right near George. And George, although he is in a street location as well, it also has the Careless Whispers token, so we can have a exhibition encounter. So I'll dig out the exhibition deck, won't be a moment. Here we are. Bit of quick shuffle. And let's see what sort of encounter George is going to have. The culprit apprehended. Sheriff Engel has caught the thief, but has not yet found the loot. You may make a sneak -2 check. Sneak -2. What is your sneak, George? Your sneak's 2, but you've got +1 sneak, so that's 3. And the dark cloak is for evade check, so that's not going to count. So 1 die. Blimey. Come on, George, 1 die. A 5. You rock. You absolute star, George. Woohoo! Let's have a look. So hopefully we'll get an exhibit here. Make a sneak -2 check to covertly find it first. If you pass, gain an exhibit item. Woo! There's the fail, and then we move the mark to the East Town Street. So that goes up here, just out of shot. And that gets discarded. We'll put this deck back and we will get the exhibit deck. And this is the exhibit deck. So let's see what George has found. He has found a pentagram of blood. Movement. Spend X stamina and discard this card to remove one monster with X toughness from Arkham and return it to the monster cup. That could be very useful if we get a very annoying monster in our way. So he has the pentagram of blood. Put that on his player tray. And we have done one of the exhibit encounters and actually passed it. Excellent. So well done, George. I think after George, that is it for the Arkham encounter phase. So let's move into the Otherworld encounter phase. And here we are at the Otherworld encounter phase with Joe. Right, Joe's in another dimension, so whatever card comes off the top, because it has all the colours, and it's a green card, which is good. These are normally pretty good. So we haven't got another dimension, so we're going to have to go through other. The rope seems to extend upwards forever, but it's the only way out of the crevasse you find yourself in. Pass a fight -1 check to climb it and return to Arkham. Woohoo! So, fight. I don't think his fight's good, actually. Oh, that's a downer. His fight is 2. Oh, damn. Does he get anything from anywhere else? No, he does not. It's a single die special. Come on, Catweazle. Let's do it. Yes! Awesome. Let's get that out of the way. And what have we got? Return to Arkham. So we go straight back to the graveyard. And hopefully we will be able to shut that next turn. That is fantastic. Brilliant stuff. Right, so we have got back to Arkham by climbing a rope. Brilliant. Next up is Jim, and Jim's at the City of the Great Race. And here's Jim at the City of the Great Race. Let's hope it's as good an encounter as the one Joe's just had. So we need a green or a yellow. A blue isn't any good to us. We'll get rid of that. Another blue isn't any good to us. A red is not any good to us. A green. So, yes, plenty of greens. We love it. It's another other. You come across a sleeping horror with a tentacle draped across a small gold idol. Silence is of the essence as you attempt to gently ease the idol out from under the creature's pseudopod. Make a sneak -1 check. Dun dun dun. What's his sneak? His sneak is 2. Thankfully, we put his sneak up, remember? So, sneak's 2. It's another 1. It's another 1 die special, though. But we do have a couple of clues. So, I might spend 1. We'll see how we go on. Let's take this 5. That just was successful for Joe. A 6. Yes! Always re-roll your successful dice. Oh, Mr. 1 die. If you pass, gain $3. If you fail, lose. Well, we didn't fail and we didn't lose 2 stamina. We got $3. Brilliant stuff. So, yet another successful Otherworld encounter phase. Brilliant. And Jim will be coming out next turn as well. So, hopefully, we will shut 2 of these gates. Next up is the Laugh and Chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase. So let's get our laugh and chuckle card and see what we get. And we have got another headline. And we have a gate at the woods. So let's go and get our gate stuff. So we need one of those and the gate stack. So we lose the clue from the woods, but it'll doubtless go somewhere else. And where is our gate? It is, the Great Hall of Celiano, which is a -1. This is a gate of madness. So if we fail to shut this gate, we will lose a sanity. And it has a star symbol. So let's pop that on here. And very nice. Okay, so we'll put this chap onto the Doom track. The Doom track is at 4. Get rid of this and we'll get our monster bag. And a couple of green stands. Right, so let's get to the bottom. It's been a good plan so far. So what's this one? What's that one? A moon beast. Moon beasts are not nice from what I recall. And our second monster is going to be a crawling one. They're not nice either. Okay, let's have a look at the crawling one first. So it's -1 to evade. It's a circle monster. Physically resistant. Before making a combat check against a crawling one, roll a die. X is equal to the result of the die roll. Ooh, so it could take a hell of a lot off your combat. -3 horror check. Ooh, on lose 3 sanity, that's bad. That -X could be bad. You possibly lose 2 stamina, and it's got a toughness of 1. I do not like the crawling one. So that's going to be a laugh to get rid of. Alright, so we'll put it on here. And the Moon Beast, I don't think it's much better. At least it's easier to sneak past. It's only +0. It's a slash monster. Any investigator knocked unconscious or driven insane by Moon Beast is devoured instead. Ooh, what a horrible, horrible monster. -1 on the horror check for 2 sanity loss. -2 on the combat check for 2 stamina loss. And 3 toughness. Well, we've certainly stopped picking easy monsters out. So we've picked a couple of horrible monsters. This go. So there we go. It's a nice easy gate too, so that's a pity. But hopefully they'll move off. Moon Beast is aquatic as well, so not too bad. Right, where's this clue going? The clue goes to the Historical Society next door, so we'll get somebody down there pretty quick. And monster movement. So we've got quite a bit of movement going on. We have crescent movement on white. Do we have any crescent monsters? We do. We've got the Maniac. So he's going to move downtown. And we have the Ancient Whispers. That's going to move on white, so that's going to go to Rivertown. None of these two were, and we've got plus monsters. I don't think we've got any plus monsters. We do not. So that is our monster movement. Rifts. Let's move it over here. It is the very top row there. So we're going to get a rift up there. This will be where Jackie's going. And it is. I think that is 607 Water Street, I think that. It is. We'll put that up here. And what else have we got? Slum murders continue. An old basement is opened, releasing 2 monsters onto the East Town streets. Oh, that traps Joe as well. Okay. 2 more monsters. Good job we killed some. So our first monster on these town streets is a Deep One hybrid. I think they're okay actually. I don't think they're too tough. And the second one is a Lygor. Lygors are not good. Right, I'll go and get 2 more stands. Will not be a moment. Okay, I'm back, so let's have a look at the Deep One hybrid first. It's plus monster, -1 to evade. It's aquatic. One man moved in a positively simian way, with long arms frequently touching the ground, while another figure, robed and tiara'd, seemed to progress in an almost hopping fashion. So it's -1 to the horror check, lose a sanity, +0 to the combat check, but you can lose 2 stamina, and it's 1 toughness. Yeah, this one isn't too bad. So, don't think Joe will have much problem with him. But it is going to make it a bit difficult to do the Ancient Whispers encounter. And we've got a Lygor, so quite easy to sneak past. It's a square monster. Weapon immunity, so it's going to have to be spells for this guy. Instead of moving, all investigators in this or any adjacent locations or street areas lose 1 sanity and 1 stamina. Oh, we're going to have to kill this guy. We are going to have to kill him. And he's stuck right in the streets, which is a horrible place for him to be. It means the Black Cave, the General Store and the Graveyard are all affected, as well as Merchant District, French Hill and East Town. Oh, this guy coming out into the streets has caused us a big problem. It's a square monster. Hopefully we will be shutting a gate that's got a square on it, because this is going to be a beast. Okay, let's put him out. Is that a square? Yes! Actually, if Joe manages to shut that gate, we should be able to get rid of it. So that's pretty good. Right, so let's put all these over here. Yep, so Rivertown is quite crowded. Okay, so that is it for the Mythos card. Let's get rid of it. Wasn't an Environment Mystic, so we don't get another Act card. We opened a gate, so we don't have to bother with the Deep One Rising track. We've done the Rift, and I think that is us up to date, I think. Yep, that is us up to date. Right, so there we go. That went pretty well as a turn, I think. We got that Seeker of the Yellow Sign thing, which is basically an Elder Sign in all but name. Tony got that through killing the Mygo. That was brilliant. We've ended up with a few monsters on the board, which is a bit of a downer, but and some nasty ones too. But I think getting that special Elder Sign, Yellow Sign thing has more than made up for that. Joe managed to come straight out of his other world. He got a brilliant otherworld encounter. In fact, all our otherworld encounters have been brilliant up to now. There's another good one for Jim, and I was doing a bit of one die rolling, which always helps, so that's really pushed us on in this game. Hopefully we will shut 2 gates next turn. As I say, we got a few monsters at the end there, but that Lygor is the worst one. But fortunately there is a square on the gate that Joe is trying to shut, so hopefully we'll get rid of it. It'll get sucked back through that gate, and that'll be great. The Deep One isn't too bad, so I think that will really help us out. We'll have to shut that gate. What else happened? Unfortunately, Jackie was delayed, but we've got Joe with us. He's no longer in another world, and that means she will be able to be undelayed. Didn't realise that at the time. I was thinking like, oh, Joe will just use the private investigator card, but if he had still been in another dimension, he wouldn't have been able to use it, because he wouldn't have been in Arkham. So we will be able to undelay her. What else? We got a good weapon from Bob. Bob got another magic sword. He's only got $3 left though, so we might have to get him some money, otherwise his bank loan might run out, and then we'll just end up losing all of his stuff, so we might have to get him some money. But yes, Tony, let's see if we can get him into that independent square gate, and that'll be absolutely fantastic. We're going to have a bit of a struggle with this woods gate, because the guardians of it are really bad, so If we get somebody really tooled up, we'll send them down there and see if... Actually, Bob's got that petrifying solution, hasn't he? So he might go down there and he might cause a bit of havoc, I think. Right, but yes, very pleased with how it's going. Wilson and Leo are doing really well in Dunwich and Innsmouth. And yeah, the rifts are not a problem with Jacqueline on the job. So we're doing pretty well. Obviously, all we'll need is a really bad Mythos card, a rumour or something. That'll really shake our tree. But as it stands at the moment, hopefully we will be able to get a couple of gates sealed. We'll get rid of that Loigo hopefully as well, because we don't want that on the board. And yes, we'll have to see how we go on. So that is it for episode 3 of Arkham Horror and the end of everything. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the subscriptions, for all the views, and for all the likes and all the dislikes. Thanks for all the help and support, and once again, if you've seen me make an error or you've got any clarifications you want to make, please put them in the comments below. I'll try and fix any errors for next turn. Thanks to everybody who's been across to Board Game Links to have a look at the videos there, and everybody who's gone across to BGG to either thumb the threads or make a comment or give Geek Gold or whatever. Thank you so much. As ever, thanks to everybody who comments here as well on YouTube. So that is it for episode 3. I hope you join me for episode 4, but until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.